Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today I got another Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel review for you. I know you guys have been asking for it and I finally found it. This is the new Blaze Megazord from Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel. So yeah, the packaging first of all looks really cool. I found this at my local Toys R Us. They're obviously sticking with the similar style packaging for the entire Super Ninja Steel toy line with the black background, the lightning bolt, although in this case you have the Megazord there. And they have the Megazord posed right there, which I'm kind of mixed on. Like on one hand, I think it looks really cool. I like the dynamic pose and everything, and they show it firing and stuff because it's based off of the toy, and the little missiles and stuff are not like normal looking missiles. They look like toy missiles, like it's very much based off of the toy. However, the toy can't do those poses as far as I know. I think this is taking the toy design but making it a little more articulated looking, so it's a little bit misleading, kind of. But it looks cool, so I guess I'll give it a pass. So, Blaze Megazord, and it says 6 Zords combined. So we have that as well. And again, it shows you the 6 Zords and some extra missiles and stuff listed right there. So, the top of the box just says Power Rangers. The side of the box has got an open window. This side just says Blaze Megazord. Because on the back, so this is kind of different. Your previous Megazords, this would have been the front of the box where you could actually see the Megazord, right? And it would just be the outer edges that were covered. In this case, the front of the box is technically here where you don't see the Megazord. So very, very interesting new style. I'm not sure how much or not I like that because it's a little odd to me, but whatever. We still have an open window right here where you can see inside. And so this comes with 6 Zords for the 6 Rangers. So we have the Falcon Sword, Serpent Sword, Tiger Zord, the Piranha Zord, Tortoise Head, and Panda Zord. I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with this Megazord in Ninja. I did not watch Ninja, and after a certain point, I kind of stopped even paying attention to the details of the Megazords and all that. So this is kind of new for me, and it looks really interesting. So it does shoot Ranger darts out of the chest. And of course, you have the different Megazords shown right there. And you can, of course, it is ZordBuilder compatible. So, anyways, that is the Blaze Megazord. So, without further ado, let's get this open and take a look. Alright, I have all of the individual Zords from the Blaze Megazord right here. And this thing is very interesting. So, let's take a look at each of the Zords individually. So, let's start with sort of the main body piece. The biggest one here, which is the Tortoise Zord. So this is for the Yellow Ranger. And there's only a little bit of yellow up top here. So essentially, this is supposed to be the main body of the tortoise. This is like the shell. And he has like these like tank tire treads sort of right here. And so it's supposed to be this giant like tortoise tank of sorts. Not a huge fan of this design personally. The tortoise head doesn't look super much like a tortoise. This is kind of a shell, but there's so many different things going on here that, I don't know, it really is kind of weird. I'm not a huge fan of this, especially because this is the main body, so you have kind of this whole orange, you have the face of the Megazord right up top. Like, it doesn't work for me, but, this is the basic tortoise design right here. So, there it is, pretty straightforward as you can see. Not much really to it. So that's the Tortoise Sword right there. So then we have the White Ranger Zord right here, which is the Tiger Zord. And so this one is also very basic. So here is the tiger right up front. It looks kind of cheap. It feels kind of cheap. There's not really much that you can do with it. I do dig the translucent fire things. I think those are kind of nice. It's not just straight orange like the body is there. I like that it's kind of translucent. I think that looks a little nice. And this part here, looks decent, I guess. So I don't know. There's really nothing to it. You can't do anything with it. It just, that's it. Excuse me. Still have a bit of a cough. But there's the Tiger Zord. That's the White Ranger Zord. Mirroring that on the other side of things, we have the Pink Ranger Zord right here, which is the Panda Zord. So, kind of interesting looking. This is really just a hodgepodge of stuff, and that's where my issue with Ninja Steel, and this also is my issue with the source material, Ninja. I don't get it. I don't get it. I was not a fan of the Ninja Steel Megazord because it's just a hodgepodge of random stuff. And this is the same thing. Like you have, I mean, I guess technically these are animals of sorts, but I don't know. Like you go from a tiger, you have a panda. I don't know, especially the Gold Ranger when we get to a piranha. That's so random. It's weird to me. And then you take things like a panda and you throw in like these little flames and stuff and like the ninja spinning disc, and it just doesn't mesh well together. Now, that being said, I like it better than the Ninja Steel Megazord. I think these are more interesting than the Ninja Steel Megazord. And this one, you know, a couple of these have some extra stuff. Like this one has the spinning disc right here, which is kind of neat. I do like the pink that they used here. It's a nice like metallic-y pink. So that kind of looks pretty cool. But otherwise, there's no other real paint. You do have the translucent orange flame right there, which is kind of neat. So, you know, it's a panda. There it is. Then we get to kind of like the two side arms. So here's the Gold Ranger Zord right here, and this is the Piranha Zord, which is really odd. Again, really, really random. But, you know, this one, you can definitely see it. Aside from the giant gold star right here, if you ignore that piece, you know, it's a solid piranha. You got, like, the tail right here, the mouth, he's biting, the little fin up top. And I like, again, how those are translucent orange. It looks really, really nice. And the gold is pretty nice. It actually looks gold, unlike the Zeo Gold Ranger Legacy figure. But I'm going to keep bringing that up in, like, every video because I'm bitter about it. But, you know, there it is right here. So yeah, I guess it looks kind of neat. There's not really anything you can do with it, but it looks neat, I guess. Piranha, sure. I don't know what else to say about it. Then we have the Blue Ranger Zord, which is the Serpent Sword. Now this one looks pretty cool. I do like the metallic blue. That looks really slick. I do like, it seems like a lot of their main designs are like metallic-y, which is pretty cool looking. You still have the orange flames right there and on the side, which looks really cool. I dig that for sure. Adds extra bit of flavor to it. And the serpent looks pretty cool. I like the design of this. It's like a little motorcycle. I think this design looks really cool, actually. I am a fan of this Zord in particular. The design's really cool. And they actually threw in wheels, so you can actually roll it around a little bit, which is really nice. And there's handlebars. So if you have a 5-inch action figure, and I'm going to bring in my Ninja Super Steel Mode Blue Ranger right here. You know, if this is for the Zord cockpit, I mean, he's piloting the Zord right here, right? So you can have him grip the handlebars. Any of the 5-inch figures will work. And he just sort of, you know, does that basically. So, you know, that's kind of neat, I guess. Now, in this case, it does look a little weird because it seems like this is kind of tiny in proportion to the Ranger. So it looks like he's riding like a little kiddie bike, which is kind of funny. But, you know, I guess it's neat that you can actually have him ride it. So, I'll take what I can get at this point. So yeah, so the Serpent Zord's probably my favorite Zord out of the bunch because I think it just looks the coolest. But I also dig the Falcon Sword right here. So here we go. So this is not the White Ranger's Falcon Sword from Mighty Morphin, although obvious similarities. This is the Red Ranger. And so you can see the Red Ranger's design right there, which looks pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I dig Falcons in general, so I always like when they do these types of Zords. You have the little Ninja Steel logo right there. I like the whole flaming aesthetic, so these are kind of like flaming, fiery stuff, but especially when they have the translucent orange right here in the wings, curved upwards a little bit like that. So I definitely dig that. And even the face right here is translucent orange, the head rather, and so, yeah, I dig it. I think it looks pretty cool. Definitely pretty neat. Now, this one doesn't really do anything, though, so, you know, in case you're wondering. I guess you can technically spin it. That's not a feature, but I just made it a feature. That's kind of fun. Yay! Look, it spins. All right, anyways. So, there we have that, basically. Now, the last remaining piece that is not in any Zord is sort of it goes on top of the headpiece in the Blaze Megazord, but it's essentially like a separate little power star, kind of. So, here it is right here. And you can see you have like your, you know, Ninja Steel logo in there, basically, and you got the translucent orange, which looks pretty cool. That being said, this is not like a real power star. Like, this is not like the I'm just gonna grab a random one that I have, like these ones, where it doesn't work in the morpher. You know, if I put it here, it doesn't click into place. I mean, technically it kind of sits there, but it doesn't really, and like it doesn't do anything. It's not a power star that's functional with it. I kind of wish it was. It would have added some extra features, and plus then we'd actually get a power star that has plastic around the sides, which would have been much better. But unfortunately it's not. So that is that. And then lastly, you actually get 6 missiles that come with this. Now, these are not just normal missiles. I was a little surprised by this because I didn't pay attention. These are not, normally you get these little missiles like this, but look at the front of the missile. This is actually a Ninja Steel Ranger. He's like shooting out, basically. So you're having him attached on there. I don't know if that's something from the show or not. It probably is. I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched Ninja, and Super Ninja Steel hasn't aired yet. So, but it looks like, a Ninja Steel Ranger. So they're basically firing out of the Megazord, which is kind of cool. So you have red, you have, here's blue and pink right here, as you can see. Now they're all basically the same mold, so there's nothing on them like design-wise that looks different for each of the different Rangers. It's the exact same mold, they're just different colors. Which is fine. I mean, it's so tiny anyways that if they were really to get into the molding of each individual Ranger, it'd probably be expensive, but... So there's white and yellow, and then last but not least, we have gold right here. So I think that's really cool that they did that, and you actually have, colored ones right there. So, pretty neat. So, that being said, let's transform this into the Blaze Megazord, and it's actually a very easy transformation. There's really not much to it. So, essentially, you start with the Tortoise Sword, head folds down, these pieces right here fold up so the peg is facing up, and then you're going to push this whole thing down. Not all the way, but just so it's horizontal like that. Okay? Then, let's take the Panda right here. We're going to flip this headpiece up like that, and this is now a leg. Same thing with the tiger. We're going to do that. Now we have another leg. So we're going to take the body right here. The right leg is going to be the tiger, and then the left leg is the panda. Okay? Then you have the piranha, and you don't do anything. It just is already the arm. That's it. You have the serpent. And same thing, it's already the arm, that's it. Very easy, like I said. Then you have the little power star right here. And basically the part with the 2 pegs at the bottom, we'll just peg in right at the top here. And it clicks in just like that. And so this is kind of almost, it looks like it's a finished Megazord, but there's one piece missing, which is the Falcon Sword. I think this looks fine as is. But of course, you got to throw in the Red Ranger, so you're going to fold down this, so he's facing forward like that. And then very reminiscent of the White Ranger Falcon Sword, the arms forward like he's firing his missiles and stuff. But instead, that's just what it's going to be. And what you're actually going to see is, you see these orange clips right at the bottom here? These are actually going to clip into the sides right up top. So you sort of just lay it over here, and then just click in, so that they just kind of sit in like that. And there you have the fully transformed version of the Blaze Megazord right here. Oops, make sure it stands up straight. So, it looks a little bit more odd with that up there, but, hey, it is what it is. The whole design, you got a panda and a falcon and a tortoise and a piranha and all this other, that's already odd anyways. And yeah, there's the back right there, as you can see. It's really odd, but, it's not bad. I kind of like this better than the Ninja Steel Megazord, that's for sure. I think, at least, this one feels a little more coherent. Even with the oddities, I still feel like this one feels more coherent. When I'm going to show you, I'm bringing the Ninja Steel Megazord right here. This one just feels a hodgepodge of designs. Oh, I'm missing a Zord. Where did the other sword go? There it is. But the, you got pink and white and red and yellow. This is just a hodgepodge of stuff. Here, yeah, you have a couple of colors, right? So those are different, but the base is like a dark blue and orange. And I like that you have that consistent base, and then you throw in that stuff. And I really dig the translucent orange, especially in this design, because those little flames sort of become where the knees are right there, you know? You have these little shoulder pieces right here. You have the top part right there, little bits on the sides. So I dig that. I think that looks really cool, and it adds, you know, a little bit something more to the overall aesthetic of the Blaze Megazord, which is kind of neat. And of course, this one spins right here just because, and that spins, but you know, anyways. So that's the design right here. Definitely looks pretty neat. In case you were curious as to, you know, what it looked like. I kind of dig it. Not my favorite, but it's serviceable. Now, the big thing with the Megazords is they really want to show that they are compatible with the 5-inch figures. So you can actually take a 5-inch figure, and if you remove the Red Ranger Zord, and you sort of are left with what looks more like a traditional Megazord without like a giant headpiece, basically you can fold out this back piece right here so that the peg is facing down, and there's this little curve right here that sits upwards. And the Blue Ranger, or well, I guess any Ranger for that matter, you can just have, there's little handlebars right up here. So you can just kind of have them slide on like that. And he just sort of sits with this piece right in between the legs, like that. And I guess that's it. I mean, there's nothing super special about that. He's kind of in the back right there, sort of piloting it, I guess. It looks really, really odd to me. I don't know why anybody would ever care to do that. But it's there. The instructions show it. I mean, that's functionality, so I just wanted to show that. I think it looks really odd in my opinion, but, you know, I guess it is what it is. So let's recouple this back on. Okay, so let's move that aside. Now the last piece of functionality, which is also kind of neat, is the missiles, right? So what you can do is you can take any of the missiles, doesn't matter which one, and they just sort of click in to the centerpiece. Oops, now I'm dropping them here. Okay. And there you have that. And I think that looks kind of cool. I dig the different colors and that sort of thing in the middle. Definitely looks more formidable with the missiles right there, you know. So there's your Blaze Megazord right there. Now, what you can do is you fold this piece out again, right? And essentially the way that you fire the missiles is you rotate this piece. It turns like this. And so once you turn it, the missiles are going to fire. So I'm going to rotate it and I'll show you what happens. All right, ready? And it fires like that. So let's rotate it again and it fires. So as the top piece, as the thing moves to the top is when it shoots out the missile. Just like that. And it goes kind of a decent length, you know, like it's not like super, super far, but it's pretty decent actually. I don't even know where all the missiles went. I'm missing the gold missile somewhere. But yeah, it's actually, oh, got it. It's actually not bad. I kind of dig that. I think it works well. And then once you're done, you just sort of, you know, fold it up and this can just sort of fold back in whichever way. I'll just do it this way. There we go. And there you have that. So honestly, it's not bad at all, actually. I think the missile firing is pretty neat, and that's certainly a nice additional feature that they added to the Blaze Megazord. So that's pretty much it for my thoughts on the Blaze Megazord. The last bit is ZordBuilder compatible. The instructions show how it can combine with the Lionfire Fortress and the Bull Rider Megazord. I don't have the Lionfire Fortress, and as of now, I'm not really planning on buying it. It's just too big, too expensive, too cheap looking, and yeah, so I can't really show you that combination. But the fact that it is ZordBuilder compatible, you know, does mean that you can still mix and match with any of the other existing Megazords out there. So, for example, I'm just going to bring in the others on the side right here, and there you have it. Like, I mean, looking at this, I just feel that, like, where's the coherent design, you know? And this is, again, I'm harping on my own personal distaste of these designs, but it matters to me in this review because I don't like this because there's no consistency. Like, these look like they're completely different Megazords from different seasons or something. Like, it looks really, really odd to me. It doesn't mesh well together. But if you wanted to have some fun with it, I mean, you can do that as well. I mean, I can, if I really wanted to, I can pop off this arm and then take this arm and put it here, or you know, it is ZordBuilder compatible, so I am completely free to mix and match stuff like that. As well as any of the Megamorph vehicles, any of those types of things, you can do that as well. So I just wanted to mention that in case anybody, you know, really does care about that sort of ZordBuilder compatibility. So anyways, that's really it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know in the comment section below what you think as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Hope you guys enjoyed this review of the Blaze Megazord. I know many of you have been asking for it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I wonder what's coming next. I know we had the Ninja Steel Megazord, and then it was repainted twice as the Rumble Tusk Megazord and the Astro Megazord with, you know, one new Zord for each of those. So with Super Ninja Steel, I mean, yeah, they re-released those two in the toy line, but then we have the Blaze Megazord. What else? I'm not familiar with the source material. Do you guys know what else is coming? Are they going to repaint the Blaze Megazord 3 times as well? I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what they have to do with the rest of the Super Ninja Steel toy line. So we'll see where it goes with it. If they do more repaints, I don't know if I'm going to get it. I'll just have to see. But let me know in the comment section below if you guys have any idea what else is coming next. And if they do repaints or things like that, do you want me to get those and review those as well? Seems like a decent amount of people watch my reviews of those for Ninja Steel, so maybe. But yeah, so that's it, guys. That's the Blaze Megazord. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.